if you were giving advice to a 25-year-old young man, what would it be?
Well, I would say, what are you good at? Because first thing you need to do is, I hope you're working. And if you're not working, you need to find out what career you should be pursuing. Everybody's good at something. But so often people do things based on what other people's success is and not on what their gifts and talents are.
Yes.
And for instance, when I started medical school, I did very poorly on the first set of comprehensive exams. So poorly, in fact, that my counselor told me to drop out of medical school. He said, "You're not cut out for medicine, and you're just going to torment yourself and everybody else, and we're going to help you get into another area." I was devastated. I'd only wanted to be a doctor since I was 8 years old. I finally get to medical school, and the person who's supposed to help me says, "Drop out." And, I immediately sought wisdom from God. And I started thinking, what kind of courses have you always done well in, and what kind of courses have you struggled in? And I realized I did well in courses where I did a lot of reading. I struggled in courses where I listened to a lot of boring lectures.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get anything out of boring lectures. I got zero. And I was 6 hours a day. So I made an executive decision to skip the boring lectures and to spend that time reading. And the rest of medical school was a snap after that. And years later, when I was back at my medical school as the commencement speaker, I was looking for that counselor because I was going to tell him he wasn't cut out to be a counselor. Because some people are just negative. And they can always figure out why you can't do something, but they can't figure out how you can do something. And we really need to be positive influences in our spheres of influence. And that's what I would tell that 25-year-old. First, find out what you're good at and find out how you learn how you learn, and throw yourself into a career. Because when you're young, that's when you're energetic. That's when you're likely to accomplish a lot. You look at Nobel Prize winners in physics and mathematics and things like that. They usually don't get the prize until they're in their 50s, 60s, or 70s. But it's for work they did when they were in their 20s and 30s.
I know. I've noticed that.
So, when you're young and vigorous, that's the time to really throw yourself into